Today, we're going to crack the code on how to become what's known as a 0.3% founder. You know, one of those super rare elite few who actually build a massively successful company.
Yeah, that number right there, 0.3%. It's a pretty brutal reality check, isn't it? That is the tiny, tiny fraction of startups that ever actually hit 10 million euros in revenue. It's almost nothing.
So the big question is, how on earth do you become one of them? Well, to figure that out, we're going to dive into the playbook of Jürgen Ingels. He's an entrepreneur who became a super successful investor, and he's seen the patterns. He knows what separates the real winners from, well, everybody else.
Okay, so first things first, we have to get inside an investor's head, because you need to understand something absolutely critical. What you say in your pitch and what an experienced investor actually hears are two completely different things. So you come in with your perfect plan, right? You say you'll launch in Q2 for €1 million. Well, an investor who's been in the trenches before, they're already rewriting that plan in their head. They're adding 6 to 9 months to your timeline. They're tacking on an extra 25 to 40% to your budget. Why? Because they know from painful experience that flawless execution is a myth. Things always go wrong.
And this quote from Ingels just nails it. He says, if things then don't go as promised, which is always the case, then I'm not too hustled about it because I'm used to that. See, it's not about being surprised by problems. They expect problems. A delay isn't a crisis for them, it's just Tuesday. They've already baked it into their expectations.
Which brings us to probably the most important point an investor is thinking about. It's not about your product, not really. As Ingels puts it, he'd rather have a good team with a really shitty product than a good product with a shitty team. And that says it all, right? A killer team can turn a terrible idea into gold, but a bad team, they'll find a way to wreck even the most perfect product. The people are everything. All right, so if the team is the whole game, then what exactly makes a team great? What's that secret sauce? Ingels says it boils down to 2 key things. And when a founder has these, it's almost like an unfair advantage. First, you've got to have intense passion. That's a given. But here's the kicker, the part most people miss: a deep-seated frustration. Yeah, you heard that right, frustration. It's some kind of chip on their shoulder from their past that gives them this insane, unstoppable drive. And we're not talking about being annoyed that your coffee was cold. This is something much deeper. It's a powerful inner fire. It's the fuel that keeps the passion burning when everything is going wrong. Maybe you couldn't afford college. Maybe you had a tough upbringing. Whatever it is, that frustration becomes the reason you just refuse to quit when any sane person would have packed it in long ago. Okay, so once you have that founder DNA, that mix of passion and frustration, there's a whole new way to build a company. A super efficient model that's just rewriting the startup playbook.
It's called the Mushroom Strategy. I love that name. Think about it. Mushrooms just kind of pop up overnight, fully formed. That's what these companies do. They seem to come out of nowhere, but they're already huge and profitable in their space. It's a total game changer.
So how does it work? Well, instead of raising tons of money to hire 100 people, you start with a tiny elite team, like 10 or 15 absolute rock stars. Then you automate everything else. Seriously, no HR department, no finance team, you use tools for all of that. This leaves the entire team with one single focus: build a product so ridiculously good that it sells itself. That's the whole strategy. And just look at the results. It's insane. The old way of getting to 10 million in revenue, that could take 10 years, maybe more. With the mushroom model, you're talking about doing it in 3 years. It just shows you the power of staying lean, focused, and having the absolute best people on your team. But here's the thing. A single, successful company, even one of these powerful mushrooms, doesn't just grow in a vacuum. It's part of a much bigger story, a bigger ecosystem. And if you want to understand how real tech hubs are built, you have to zoom out. This is what's called the ecosystem flywheel. It starts when a founder has a big, successful exit, but that's not the end. It's the beginning. They become second-generation entrepreneurs. They take their money, sure, but way more important is their experience. All those mistakes they made, they can now help the next generation avoid them. They reinvest everything back into the system. And this cycle, this is the real engine that builds places like Silicon Valley, or what we've seen in Sweden. It's a flywheel that just spins faster and faster. Each successful generation makes the next one stronger, smarter, and better funded. It's a compounding effect of capital and, more crucially, knowledge. So after all this high-level strategy, what's one of the most practical pieces of advice? It's this quote from Ingels: get your contracts right from day one.
Money has a very, very strange effect on people. It's so true. Get your shareholder agreements sorted out immediately. It's not about mistrusting your co-founders, it's about being professional and protecting everyone when, hopefully, things go incredibly well.
So when you put it all together, you have to ask yourself, do you have it? That intense passion, that deep frustration, and the right strategy to join that tiny 0.3% club. Because at the end of the day, beating the odds isn't just about luck, it's about knowing the playbook, and now you do.